Warning: the following may contain black puddings.
Join fantasy authors Phil Tucker, Timandra Whitecastle, David Benem, Benedict Patrick, and Josiah Bancroft as they roll dice and take on the bad guys in a game of Dungeons and Dragons. 5 authors, 5 worlds, 1 adventure. It's time to get crit-faced. Previously on Crit-Faced. This will not be a simple battle. Master Sunna discovers the scarecrows they are fighting are not alone. There is a house atop a tree stump, moving towards our party as the roots of the tree carry it like giant spider legs. Fearing the worst, our heroes stand their ground.
Kellen, what's your plan?
Are they close enough for melee combat?
You're in melee combat with the one that Master Sunna is.
All right, I'm going to use the blood spear.
Yes, do it.
23.
23 versus AC will hit.
Okay, and I do 8 damage, and I get another attack.
Go for it.
16.
16 versus AC will hit.
And 6 more damage.
Yep, and would you like to describe this thing's death?
Just an explosion of straw and magpie feathers, just
okay,
and blood.
Yes, and just random blood just seems to have appeared from somewhere. Okay, that's great. That's great. You are aware that there's another scarecrow 30 feet away from you, so you know the speed that these things move, it will catch you guys on its next maneuver. So are you planning on doing anything? Or are you?
I'm going to hold my ground right now.
Okay.
Or I guess I'll slowly move backwards toward Jean.
Okay. So Jean is 20 feet away from you, so you could get back towards Jean. That would leave Master Sunna by yourself.
I'm not going to leave Master Sunna by herself.
Okay.
I'll stay here.
Okay, that's fine. So Lord Talfrin, it's your turn.
How far away is the house?
The hut is you're going all 3-dimensional on me here.
I know.
The hut is
A squared plus B squared equals.
Let's say, as the firebolt flies, it would be about 500 feet away from you at the moment.
All right. I'm going to drift forward 60 feet.
Yes.
And I'm going to throw a firebolt down at this next closest scarecrow, which is 120 feet range.
Okay, that's fine. So if you're drifting forward 60 feet, you could actually drift forward so that you are... Well, 60 feet is actually further away from... you'd actually pass over Master Sunna and Kellen. So you would be very close to the scarecrow that's about to charge into them.
Yeah.
And you could certainly shoot at it.
All right. That 17. Well, it was on its edge. Yep, an 18. Okay. Plus 6, so 24.
24 versus AC?
Yeah.
Yep, that definitely hits.
2d10 is 9 and 7 is 16. I've got that Draconic Heritage plus 3 to fire damage, so that is 19 fire times 2.
Right.
That's
Would you like to describe this
38.
This thing's death?
So I do that sort of thing where you fly forward, but standing vertically with your cloak or trench coat flapping around you. And as I pass over my friends, I don't even really look at the scarecrow, which seems pretty incidental compared to the hut that's coming. So I just glance down at it and just toss a firebolt its way, and then turn my attention back to this terrifying thing that's coming, just torching it where it stands so that it staggers maybe another 5 or 10 feet towards the others before collapsing to the ground.
Okay. So yes, the scarecrow is now done. So that's actually the last scarecrow that you guys can see at the moment, which is good. Jean, it's your turn. You've just seen Lord Talfrin immolate the scarecrow that was 30 feet away from you. Master Sunna and Kellen are 20 feet away from you, and obviously Lord Talfrin's floating in the sky, a wee bit above and in front of you. Your mic is muted.
I feel like Lord Talfrin is showing off a little at this point. So I puff up my chest, and I walk that last 20 feet with my head held high and my chin in the air, and I say, well met, fellow warriors. Should we run away? There's been talk of a house that's very frightening. How are you?
Okay. And that's it. You're not doing anything else?
Well, no. I clear my throat. I point my fingers to the sky like finger guns, one on either side, and I fire a sparking bolt to the right and a sparking bolt to the left as I use my Eldritch Blast cantrip with a purpley look, sort of like electric sort of zigzags, which impresses everyone. Everyone is very impressed. Kellen in particular is just, he's flabbergasted.
Holy cow!
Yes. Obviously, you are the superior wizard, is what Master Suna says. And I think that's pretty much the end of my turn.
Okay. So it's the Scarecrow's turn, and again, there's a lot of dashing going on. In unison, 3 of the Scarecrows, you can see Lord Talford, 3 of the ones that were further away, their paths converge as they turn the corner around here, and actually all of you guys see these 3 Scarecrows running together as they make the last of their dash around the corner, and they actually end up 10 feet away from the 3 of you. So they're actually directly below Lord Talford at the moment, 3 Scarecrows together. Lord Talford, you also see this hut continue to pound the dirt, and you can actually see it's well over, it's closed the distance quite a bit. It's about 350 feet away from you. However, Lord Talford, what stands out for you is the swarm of flies that you saw at the upturned giant skull. They congeal into the form of this ancient hag. Okay, this is she is completely naked, sort of distended flesh, sort of flapping down around her, actually covered in blood in a way. She's got grey hair. She's got grey hair that at one point has been knotted into some sort of fine braids, but it's almost as if it's been left for decades in that state, and it's mangled and almost hardened in a way on her skull, her slightly elongated fingers, and she cackles as she grabs a bone from the bottom of the skull, and she swoops at the side, almost as if she's rowing a boat, and the giant skull floats up into the air, and she points over at you, Lord Talfin, as you're flying there, and the rest of you guys, you can see this ancient hag floating in this giant skull as well, and she just lets out an evil cackle at the sight of you. She is 350 feet away from you at the moment.
So you're saying she's not attractive?
On a scale of... No, I mean, she's not. No.
Does she have a flaming steed?
There's no flaming steed. She's just got...
Kellen gets down to the important stuff. Can I bargain with her for her mode of conveyance?
She's wearing blood, and she's inside a dead thing.
The blood thing doesn't matter to Kellen. He's got the blood spear. She's got the blood dress. Okay. Simpatico.
So it's Master Suna. You can see this giant floating skull with a hag in it. You can see 3 scarecrows 10 feet away from you at the moment. You can see Lord Talfrin floating in the air just above you. Just in front of you, slightly. What's your plan, Master Suna?
I have no plan.
You can confer with the 3 people around you if you want.
Yeah, we could palaver. Let's have a powwow.
So you have like a couple of seconds before this monstrous hag decimates.
Well, I think what we've learned is that this area is sort of vulnerable to fire. I mean, if the scarecrows are vulnerable to fire, perhaps she is as well.
I think she seems to be a very powerful magic user.
Yes. Well, that's why I'm going to defect. But I think for the rest of you, thinking about fire might be helpful.
How far is it exactly to the edge of the forest where we just came from?
So the tree line is 220 feet away from you at the moment.
Yes.
And Baba Yaga,
Baba Lasagna. Lasagna.
Excuse me, what are you
Baba
saying?
Baba Lasagna.
she's 350 feet, or is she closing now rapidly?
Yeah, she's as the crow flies from Lord Talfrin, she's 350 feet.
Okay.
As the skull flies, I guess. From Magpie.
How high up is she?
She's slightly not quite as high up as you. She's only about 40 feet off the ground.
Oh. So, Master heaves a deep sigh and, at her wit's end, just looks at Baba Lysaga and says, "Good morning. We've come to talk to you about the Morning Lord, your savior."
So her eyes flick to you as you say that, Master Sunna, and she shouts out across the distance. In fact, the first thing she does is spit, and she says, "I spit on your Morning Lord. Mother Night is the only one we worship here."
Oh, well, we'll come back some other time then.
Okay. Are you doing anything else, Master Sunna?
Yeah, I'm rubbing my hands together and loading up another sunbolt because we're going to die here, right?
I'm going to die.
So
Is that how you charge it up? You sparks fly and stuff.
So you have
it's the friction, the soul energy.
Soul friction.
You have 3 scarecrows 10 feet away from you. Baba Lysaga, oh no. She's obviously she's too far away. She's too far away from you to even reach at the moment. Also, she's flying, which is a bit of a thing.
So, are we going to attack are we going to do the scarecrows and then leg it out of here? Friends, fellows, countrymen?
Some of us have functional legs, and some of us have sort of fancy stumps. And so I think when you run away, it's very effective, and you're gone. And when I run away, I fall down in a puddle. So maybe I should start running now.
We'll hold the fort.
So are we running? Is everyone in favor of running?
Well, let's just do a quick vote. All those who say run away, aye.
Aye.
Maybe. We should debate this for about 45 minutes.
Oh my god.
Just ask Baba Yaga and the scarecrows to give us
Lysaga, it's
30.
Baba Lysaga.
Just ask for 30 minutes. Just say 30-minute timeout while we figure
Master
this
Sunna,
out.
I'm going to have to push you, or we're going to have to move on to the next track.
Fine. Then I'll just fucking incinerate this damn scarecrow in front of me then.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. Or not. 9.
Okay, 9 will not hit. You're obviously so put off by the events that your sunbolt just flies over their head, and you hear in the distance Baba Lysaga cackle.
It just frizzles out, and so I have
There's
a spark on my fingertips, and then it just dies.
Okay.
Oh god.
So that's Master Sunna's turn. I assume you don't have anything else you can do. Nope. So.
Oh no, actually I do. I have extra attack, so I can it's only 10 feet away.
I think we had said that your extra attack can only be used when you're melee combat. I'm pretty sure we checked that before.
Yeah, I think we checked it before.
Okay, so you happy for us to move on?
Yes.
Okay, Kellen, it's your turn. You saw Master Sunna's attack whiff ineffectually above the heads of the scarecrows. What's your plan?
Are there any scarecrows in melee range?
Not. There are 3 of them 10 feet ahead of you, so it'd be very easy for you to reach them.
I am going to fly into a rage.
Oh, there's flying.
And yeah, right. And
60 feet up.
I'll take the one closest to me.
Okay, all 3 of them together, you'll be charging straight into melee with 3 of them. You go for it.
Oh, they're big bags of straw. 16.
16 versus AC will hit.
And that does 5 points of damage.
Okay.
Next attack, 22.
Will hit.
10 points of damage.
Excellent. Keep going.
And another attack, 18,
will hit.
and that does 8 points of damage.
Okay, so you have torn this thing up again. That's just there's a hail of straw and feathers and twigs, but it's still standing, and it's still looking fairly robust at the moment.
That's not good.
Okay, Lord Talfrin, it's your turn. You have a flying Baba Lysaga 350 feet away from you. There are 3 scarecrows just beneath you. And there's a giant hut on the ground about, again, 360 feet away from where you are hovering at the moment. But it is thumping toward you.
Can I do a knowledge arcana to try and guess what kind of powers or spells or supernatural abilities Baba Lysaga might have?
Do you want to try to do an arcana check to see if you've got a sense of sort of the magical energies that are in play at the moment?
Yeah. 15 plus 4, so 19.
Yeah, you are fairly confident that this is the most powerful magic user you have ever come across in your entire life.
How are you feeling up there? Are we okay? Everything's okay, right?
Everything's fine. Everything's good.
You can
wizard.
We've got you on our side.
I've retired. I'm not a singer.
Oh, good. I'm going to throw another firebolt at the one that Kellic kicked the stuffing out of. Is it still?
Yeah, there's 3 down there around Kellen right now, and the one that he was beating into has still got quite a bit of oomph left in it.
I'm going to try. I guess I'll do a scorching ray at the 3 that he's fighting.
Okay.
I'm going to hold my ground and see how quickly she flies.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to roll to hit each one, right?
For scorching ray.
Yeah. So it's not like one roll and there's 3 different opponents.
Oh yeah, no, it's 3. Yeah, 3 different rolls.
Okay. So first roll.
Scorching ray. You roll for each ray, I believe.
Yeah. So first roll is 16 plus 6 is 22.
Yeah, that hits.
12 plus 6 is 18.
Yeah.
And 10 plus 6 is 16.
Yeah, they all hit.
Okay, great. So the first one takes 3, so 7, so it's 14 fire.
Okay, and this is what you're doubling it, are you?
Yeah, for you.
Yep, okay.
Then 5 and 2 is 7, so 14 fire.
Okay.
And 2 and 6 and 8, so that's 16 fire on the third.
So you... I've done my numbers wrong. So the one that's killing has already torn into you, immolate it, and it's just explodes in a hail of burning feathers. The other 2 are ridiculously burnt, but they are still standing.
All right, and I'm going to be watching Baba Lysaga to see how quickly she approaches.
Okay. Jean, you are 10 feet away from the scene of carnage in front of you. You can see that Kellen is ripped into this scarecrow. Lord Talfrin has heavily damaged the 2 that are remaining. What's your plan? You can also see Baba Lysaga floating quite a few hundred feet away from you in the sky.
Yes. I feel I shall split the attention of my eldritch blast between the 2 remaining scarecrows, and so I will ply one with one finger and the other with my other.
Okay. Can you do that?
Yes. No, absolutely. I've looked it up. It's totally a thing. It says like after. What is it? Yeah, after level 5, you get 2
you're
beams.
Right. You're totally right. You get to create 2 eldritch blasts. So absolutely.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So the first one is a 10.
10 versus AC will not hit. Did you just roll a 10 or did you add your modifier?
Just roll it. Do you have?
You'll be fine then. Yeah, you'll have like plus, whatever your spellcasting DC is. It'll be like +5, +6. Or something.
Spell attack is 7. That can't be right.
Well, it might be. You guys are pretty powerful.
Okay, then I 17.
Okay.
And 9. So 1 hits.
Yeah. No. 9. And then have you added your 7?
Oh yeah, 16.
Yeah, no,
plus 9. Yeah, 16.
Yeah, they both hit. So
okay.
Do you want to roll? Is it 1d10? Is that right?
Yes, the first one is 7, and the second one is 4.
Okay, So again, your blasts. Do you want to describe what they look like? I don't know if I've ever seen them from you before.
Oh no, they look like a ribbon falling from a beautiful woman's hair. It's sort of a tumbling sort of like purple color. It sort of twists in the air in a free way as it drifts to the ground and just sets things on fire.
Okay.
Yes.
So it does. It whumps into them or drifts into them, and it's
A ribbon?
Like a ribbon of fiery pain, and you can see takes half of one's head off and chops the other one's leg off at the knee. They're both still staggering around. They're not taken out at all. Jean, are you moving at all?
My bowels, but otherwise, no. I'm going to stand right here.
You're standing your ground. Okay. It's the Scarecrow's turn now. Just before the Scarecrow's move, Baba Lysaga points at you, Lord Talfin, and she screams, "I claim you for Mother Night!" And she rolls her skull towards you. Now she is dashing towards you. She is not close enough to reach you or close enough to get where she wants to be able to cast a spell. So you can see she's moving. She's putting all her energy into moving. She's now 170 feet away from you, and below the moving hut, whumps along the ground, and it is now 300 feet away, so it's moving slower than Baba Lysaga. You get the impression, Lord Talfin, she is slower than you in the air, but faster than your comrades on foot. However, the Scarecrows do have enough. Obviously, they're close enough to have a go at Kellen. So there's two remaining Scarecrows, and they're both attacking you. And unfortunately for you, Kellen, they get two attacks, one with each twiggy hand. So the first one is taking its attack. Oh, and it gets 22 versus AC.
That'll miss.
Yeah, so it slashes you for 6 slashing damage. You got resistance, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's just 3 slashing damage.
Okay.
You also, because this terrifying creature is attacking you, you need to take a wisdom saving throw. Because of the fear. Or are you immune to psychic?
Yeah, I'm immune. I'm immune to that.
You're raging. Lucky. The next, its left hand only gets 11 versus AC. Which I imagine misses. The second Scarecrow drops its die on the ground, so it picks up another die to roll, and it gets 19 versus AC.
That hits.
So it's another 6 slashing damage, rounded down to 3 again. Great. And it gets its second attack gets 16 versus AC.
That hits.
Okay, so
when it's a tie. It's a hit.
Okay, no, yeah, it does. So that's another rounded down 3 slashing damage. Okay.
All right.
That's it. It's top of the round. Master Sonna, it's your turn. Baba Lysaga is considerably closer. You've got 2 knackered-looking Scarecrows carving small lumps out of your friend Kellen, only 10 feet away from you.
I will attack the left one.
Okay, and how are you attacking it?
With my short sword.
Okay, so you're running forward into melee combat?
Yes.
Okay, go for it.
And that's 18.
18 versus AC will hit.
And it's 11.
Okay, absolutely, it destroys it, yes.
Yay!
Okay. Now you're
so
close
we've
enough.
done one.
Yeah, you're close
so
enough.
So can I engage the other one?
Absolutely, yes.
That's right.
With
Turn
your...
around with my what's it called? Unarmed strike.
Yes.
So I use the momentum and chop the other one with the flat of my hand.
Right, go for it.
11, 17.
17 will hit.
Yay! And it's 9.
Yeah, absolutely. You destroy both of them.
Yeah.
Yay!
Let's get out of here!
And the Scarecrows are down. You still have... you only use 10 feet of movement there, Master Sonna, so are you going to do anything with your last bit of movement? You are 230 feet away from the tree line to the north. Oh, no, sorry, 220 feet.
Where's Jean?
Jean is 10 feet behind you.
Oh, then I'll run to Jean.
Okay, so we've got Jean, and then Master Sonna, and then 10 feet away is Kellen, and then 10 feet beyond that, and 60 feet in the air, is Lord Talfrin, who is 170 feet away from the witch in a head. Okay. And further beyond that is the running hut. Right.
But there are no more scarecrows,
no
right?
more scarecrows. That's it.
Okay.
So, Kellen, you've just seen Master Sona dispatch the scarecrow, and then she has fallen back. What's your plan?
Now, are we near those stones that were emitting the light?
No, they are like 1,000 feet away to the southeast.
Okay. So the closest thing to me is Baba Lysaga, who's 40 feet in the air.
No, she's 40 feet she's 40 feet off the ground, but she's 170 feet away. Like she's on very far away. Oh, in fact, your heavy crossbow.
Okay, I'm going to retreat back to Jean.
Okay, right, absolutely. Are you taking a shot at Baba Lysaga? She's, you're
no.
You could shoot at her. No.
No.
He's daring you to do that. I think you absolutely should.
Okay.
Even though I'm in a mindless rage, I have the wherewithal to know that that's not a good idea.
Okay. Lord Taffin, you
All
have
right.
a flying witch making towards you. She's 170 feet away.
So she can move faster than my companions, but not me.
That's correct.
So they cannot outrun her. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off. I look at them and I say, "Fly, you fools!" And then I take off sort of in a perpendicular direction to draw her away after me. I'm going to fly my 60 feet, making sure that I end up within 150 of her. So at some sort of oblique angle away and yet toward.
So if your comrades are running to the north, which compass direction are you running in?
As far to the south as I can.
Okay.
That leaves me 150 feet from her.
Okay.
And then I am going to use my 2 mana points, 2 sorcery points, so that I can cast 2 fireballs in a row at her.
Go for it.
Get her attention.
Yes.
All right. First one. I have advantage, I'm sure.
Why?
Because she's grossly overpowered, so I need all the help I can get. Nope, doesn't work that way.
Nope.
8 plus 6 is a 14.
Oh.
14 versus AC will not hit.
Oh, I have an area of... The fireball's big, it encompasses... No, all right, so 14 plus 6 is a 20.
Yes, 20.
All right, so that's 8d6. She's a scarecrow, right? So she's got that vulnerability. 5, 8, 10, 16, 22, 26, 27, and 31 fire damage.
Okay.
To the face.
31 fire damage to her face.
And the flying thing she's in, too, if that can take damage if it's made of wood.
Okay.
It's a skull.
Okay, so she screams. This causes a considerable amount of pain to her. Her face in particular, obviously.
Yeah. She looks pretty now.
How much damage did you say?
31, I think it was, I said.
Okay. The skull, in particular, you can actually see a crack as you do that, quite badly. In fact, you get the impression that you have caused considerable damage to it, and she is in an absolute rage at the moment. She screams at you. She actually grabs at her hair and pulls at it and tears it out of her scalp, looking at you. You've made a new friend.
I blow her a kiss as I continue to flee.
Right, Jean, it's your turn.
So, friends, and obviously he's trying to draw her away, and so what we should do is fall back, and then when she is drawn away, spring at her from behind. And so what I shall do is I shall conjure up a minor illusion of an explosion, right? Where we are. It'll look like an explosion, just a random sort of like sometimes things explode, and I want everyone to lie down and look dead. What do we think about this?
Can you, if you have an illusion, could you make it seem as though we are still standing here, although in reality we're already running towards the trees?
I could do that. I could make myself invisible and make that happen. But then, the illusion of you being here and then running away would be, let's say, not compelling. I'm trying to think of some way to make her think we are no longer a threat. She moves on. If you have an idea like that, I would love to hear it. A hole opens in the earth, swallows us all, closes again. Illusion. Oh, if only Kellen was here to workshop this. We have seconds to confer. My original idea of looking deadish seems good because let's face it, the flying magician has done a very good job of drawing her away.
What about your impenetrable hut?
It takes a minute for me to put that together because, well, you can't build a house in 30 seconds. You need a minute, and so I think that's not it's a little long.
So how about we start running, and then
Yes.
the illusion is that we sort of
Yes.
isn't there swamp and marsh around about?
Yes.
Oh,
And
quicksand.
Sucked in.
Yes.
We fall
Yes,
into
we-
the swamp and
Perfect. All right. So we're going to coordinate our movements here, right? Everyone's on board. We're all on board. We're going to run about 20 feet and then cast illusion or fall in the murk. And if you could make some cries of distress, I think that would really sell it.
So-
Not too much.
So,
Some.
John, it's your turn right now. So, what are you
Yes.
doing right now on your turn?
Well, what I'm going to do is I've talked to my friends because that's part of my turn. And it's also good to see you again. And I run 20 feet towards the wood line, the forest line, and then I cast illusion of sucking pit that seems to suck everyone into the quicksand.
Okay. But are you not needing them all to do the running first as well? Is that?
Well, I mean, I'm very slow and chubby, so my run is very much slower than this.
Okay. What you could do is you could run to was it 30 feet? Isn't that your move?
It is, but it really tires me out.
and you could ready an action so that when Kellen and Master Sona come to your location, then the illusion is cast.
That's what I meant to say. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, are you running? So, at the moment, obviously, Lord Talfrin and Baba Lysaga are flying around to the south of you. Are you running north where the path is? Or are you kind of running off the path a bit, or what's your plan?
I want this to look pinnate and sort of thought out. So, where's the tree line again? Is it this?
The tree line is to the north right now. It's 210 feet away from you.
Right. Yes, I think that's the direction I will run.
Okay, so you're running 30 feet in that direction, and then you're readying an action.
Yes.
So what's going to happen when Master Sona and Kellen reach
There
you?
would be a bog, a quicksand that opens up and envelops us all up to the forehead. I mean, we'll leave our hair still. I can't get this wet. But
Okay. Right. So you make that wrong and you've readied your action.
yes.
Okay.
Crit-Faced is a weekly Dungeons & Dragons podcast. To make sure you never miss an episode, and to get an exclusive prequel episode of the podcast where you can find out what our characters were up to before this adventure began, head over to critfacedpodcast.com and join our Crit-Faced fan group.